Youth and Child Advocacy Network, JACAN, is a locally based, energetic, and active advocacy organization. It was established by Sierra Leonean youth, and its operations are entirely under the control of young people themselves. In a bid to promote and invigorate advocacy facilitated by young people for young people, it's also working towards the promotion and protection of the well-being and development of young Sierra Leoneans. JACAN is a member of many organizations and different coalitions that have been set up to advocate for children and youth. Plan Sierra Leone has been a strong partner with JACAN in the area of youth and children's programs in Freetown and Moyamba. Plan International is among the most committed non-governmental organizations that has contributed to the improvement and development of children in Sierra Leone. The organization since 1976 has reached over 27,000 sponsored children and over 8,000 youth through microfinance projects between 2008 and 2013. The YIEE project support by the people of Finland and Plan Finland had created a networking relationship between the young people of Finland and Sierra Leone. The JACAN Youth Cooperation in Sierra Leone and Young Adult Network of Finland are focusing on issues that affect young people and cut across, like youth unemployment.
What thing I will talk about the youth unemployment? Because work not they for do, and the youth say they're not going to get employment. And so they're not illiterate, they're not go to school.
Right now, I'm not employed. I've graduated 3 years now. Okay, up till now, I'm not employed. Okay, it's like I'm just roaming about the streets of Freetown to find job, but no vacancy. The government is not creating any kind of avenue as to see how best they can engage youth in terms of employment.
Because I don't left school for quite a long time, then I did after something on a sport. So now that make an able get work, but I don't shout all kind for able shout for work, but unable get because of unable land go far.
Yeah. I'm just like those who have never been to school. So it really affects me when I see myself doing nothing, you know? Sometimes it's really frustrating anyway.
In Moyamba district in particular, I could say because I've spent half of my life in Moyamba district. I could say there are no job facilities. There's bad road network, less NGOs. So the youth are not really employed. 70% of the youth in my community are unemployed.
Generally, my brother, I can tell you unemployment rate now in the country and Moyamba specifically very high. And if I relate on to the youth population, it goes without saying that the young people that don't bokuna this country pass every other category of people. So obviously the youth unemployment is really, really high in Moyamba district. Several problems then there, and one specific one where me go on for begin attribute to now the lack of government attention to young people. Me just believe say government they look at young people like people who are not serious, and they not just believe say now people they can able put together and they do something for themselves. So but like if they're able to concentrate for put the resources of young people together, I believe say they will hit the mark.
The status of the youth report for the standard definition on the basis of the ILO quoted unemployment, and it's also quoted in the poverty reduction strategy paper as 5.2%. But the structural, which looks at other aspects, a more socially oriented approach to looking at unemployment itself, because it quotes unemployment at 60%. So officially, those are the two figures. The standard unemployment is 5.2%. The structural unemployment is 60% for young people between the ages of 15 and 35.
After its civil war that ended over a decade ago, Sierra Leone is still faced with key economic challenges that are still affecting its growth.
I may want to start with the power system, okay, in terms of electricity. The electricity is a key component in terms of development. If we don't have enough electricity, I mean, okay, yes, presently we are having light, okay, but it is not universal. Universal, I mean, it is not all over the country. So if only they are able to fix certain things in place to see how best electricity can flow, I think it can create more economic development. If not, it is an obstacle.
One, I will say infrastructure, good roads, electricity, and so on and so forth. They are the main obstacle to the economic development in our country, because if we have good roads, good electricity, good infrastructure, hotels, good hotels where foreigners, investors will come and lodge, I think it will be better.
Political divide don't they affect the economic growth in this country? You know, misappropriation don't they affect the economic growth in this country? Corruption don't they affect the economic growth in this country? Things the way we're not able to set aside and put together don't really they affect we. And if we not try for, we don't need, in that case here, we not really need European Union intervention. It can be we. This is a mindset. Now we as people, now we for believe say 10,000 now for me, now for Alfred and the other person, not for just me one. But when once we not change the mindset here, my brother, nobody intervention, not they change. We change leader, not they change the situation. We change parliament, not they change the situation.
One of the main challenges or causes of economic problems in our country has to do with our past. You know, as a country coming from 11 years of civil war, we have multinational companies that do not have that confidence to come in and invest because of our brutal past. They are afraid, you know, but with the way we're going, the government has been doing rebranding programs. I think that is helping out. Also, our issue of infrastructure and accessibility, and one of the main problems that we faced with is the issue of electricity supply. It's clear that the electricity power the national grid is giving out is not enough, even for residents, to provide more electricity for companies. So that is a serious problem. And if we want to attract more investors, we need to spend more in our electricity sector. And I think that's the area our government needs to pay attention, the supply of electricity to companies and making it one of their priorities. That's one of the challenges.
Energy is a very big problem in Sierra Leone. In all sectors, we need energy. In the entertainment, in every area. And so if we have enough energy, it means we can be able to get confidence on people who are ready to invest. And when these people invest, we can able to improve on our tax, and we can able to have a lot of income, you know, in the country. Looking at roads, you come to Sierra Leone, you find only the trunk roads that are proper. But the road linking to the main trunks in the different regions, these roads are really bad, and they're in a very bad situation. So if we are able to improve on energy, we're able to improve on the roads, and we are able to improve on health, it means it can have a multiple effect in terms of positive economic output to the country.
Policies related to the European Union are now being put in place to kickstart the country's development. But how are some of the EU policies affecting Sierra Leone's developmental strife?
Well, when you look at the EU, the European Union is a big community. And I must say there are members of the EU that have bilateral partnership and relationship with Sierra Leone, like you talk about the German government with GIZ, the German International Corporation. They have direct bilateral relationship with the Sierra Leone government. So I think what affects us here as a nation and has a bearing with the bilateral country, by extension, it does with the European Union, you know. And of course, there's an European Union delegation, and that's doing a good job here in the area of governance structure and related things. And I'm sure we've been following that. I'm sure it does have, and we want to see, without being negative and over-optimistic, I think there is a room for improvement and a room for partnership, you know, to enhance, you know, better relationship. I think there is also, perhaps that could give the European Union a better opportunity to say that they have a huge and immense opportunity to salvage the problems surrounding young people in Sierra Leone.
Well, some of their policies, that they have to do with international relation, like when you say governance, and also when you talk about democratic principles, and also development of trade, it has a direct reflection and affection on Sierra Leone, because if the EU is supporting any program among the sub-region of Africa, the West Africa, and they are looking at promoting trade, Sierra Leone itself, it's a virgin ground, and if these policies are positive, Sierra Leone can benefit directly. And Sierra Leone have been benefiting from contribution from the EU when it comes to promoting good governance, when it comes to promoting infrastructural development and other areas. And then we have also benefited from EU support through NGOs who are requesting funds from EU, and they are giving this money to the European Union, and they are implementing projects that has to be with health and other issues. And all of this has to do with their international cooperation policies.
Now, key actors to Sierra Leone development. Key actors. Let's just give you a typical example. This we VS and LO they implement. All right. Then they come. They not only they say, "Lord, we go let the people able to save for themselves." Then they give them goats. Then they give them chicken. Where they help for improve on the nutrition. Where they make them able to raise money for themselves.
Young people who are mostly affected by the lack of opportunities will like to tell the European Union Parliament what they will like to see change in the country's development and the issues affecting them.
If the European Union would try for assist, now more of the women, because some they go school and tap from 3 then drop out. Let them create more room for job and factories then a salon. And with the women there, let them help with more in education.
If me get an opportunity to the European Parliament, that's what I will tell them. When I move forward with people, when I help them, let them get education. And why I say help them get education, not to take the policy crying on a classroom, create the environment for education. Me believe say if we empower them through education of all kinds, skilled, unskilled, formal, non-formal, I think we will push.
I want to make government spin on for this football business, because especially with the women there. So because right now all this students our system, we not get nothing for do. So all of that we go for able make we are give all that other thing. Like we should all left education for country a long time. So if the government able help with this, that will be better for us.
For the European Union, at least they should improve their policies, and then that will help build that bilateral relationship with our country. And for the government, I would say they provide an amicable atmosphere wherein investors will be able to come in and the youth will be able to have jobs to improve their lives.